In this video, we'll explore two more types of loops in JavaScript, while loops and do-while loops. We'll learn how they differ from one another and when to use each type. Once again, loops are essential for executing a block of code repeatedly based on a given condition. So let's dive in. A while loop runs as long as a specified condition is true. The syntax for a while loop is while condition, and then we have the code that we need to run. Now a do-while loop is similar to a while loop. But the code block is executed at least once, even if the condition is false from the start. And the syntax is do something, which means the code, while a condition is met. Now let's go through a couple of examples to better understand the while loop. The first one would be counting from 1 to 5. Count from 1 to 5. Okay, we need a variable named count, which is equal to 1. And then we would have a condition. So while count is less than or equal to 5, let's print the number. Console log count. If you try to do that, you will see that the while loop will print 1 for an infinite times. But if we increase the variable, so count plus plus, count will be 1 in the beginning, it will be printed, then count will become true. Now is 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes. Print it, it's 3 now. Is 3 less than or equal to 5? Okay, so on. 5 less than or equal to 5, print it, and then 6 is not, so we exit the while loop. So node index.js 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's try another example. Printing even numbers between 1 and 10. Print even numbers between 1 and 10. So the even numbers should be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Let number equal 1. While the number is less than or equal to 10, we have to check, is the current number an equal number? And if it is, we need to print it. If not, we need to increment the number and go to the next step. So is the number an even number? If number modulo 2 is equal to 0, which means it's even, check if the number is even. In which case we need to print it. If it's not, we need to increment the number. So first, number is 1. Is 1 an even number? No, then don't print it. So increment the number. Okay, now number is 2. Is 2 less than or equal to 10? Yes. Is it an even number? Okay, print it. So we printed 2. This is the first number that we printed. Then number becomes 3. Is 3 less than 10? Yes. Is it an even number? No. Don't print it then. Increment it again, and so on, and we will have all the even numbers printed. And you will see that it works, but we printed something above, so let me just comment this for a second, so you can see the final result. Run the program again, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now let's see some examples of do-while loops. Let's remove the code. And let's continue with do-while. This time, let's try counting down from 5 to 1. Count from 5 to 1. That means we need to initialize our variable with 5. Let count equal 5. Now we need to do to print the count while a condition is met. So while count is greater than or equal to 1, because we go from 5 to 1. So 5 is the first number printed, then it's 4, 3, 2, 1, which means we have to decrement the count. Count minus minus. Let's run the program. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's try another example, like printing odd numbers between 1 and 10. Right now the count should be 1, or let's create a similar example with the previous one. Let number equal to 1, 2, if number is even, or if number is odd, which means it's not even. Number modulo 2 is not 0. Because if it's 0, it's even. If it's not, it means it's odd. Print the number, and then increment the number. And we have to do all of this while the number is less than or equal to 10. Okay, let's try that. Index.js, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So the thing with do while loops is that if we initialize the number to 13 instead of 1 and try to run the program, you will see that 13 is printed, which may not be what we want, because we want to do this while the number is less than or equal to 10. But because the first iteration is always executed, you will not be able to prevent this. So you can use a while loop when the condition is checked before the first iteration, and the do while loop when you want the code block to execute at least once, regardless of the initial condition.